All right, so in this video, I'll be talking about a few concerns that people have when they are considering a career in cloud engineering. I'll go over the problems and how you can address them and how to not worry about them. So let's go. All right, so the first concern that people have is there's so many things in the cloud. Well, don't worry too much about that. There are a lot of services, there's a lot of things that can be done in the cloud, but there are a few core services that really are the only things that people expect you to know. Everything else is really like an added specialty to cloud engineering that you can know, you can specialize in. But if you can know the core components of cloud engineering, which are storage, compute, network, and to an extent like security, administration, things like that, you're golden for a career in cloud engineering. Everything else you can learn on the go as part of your job, but you should know those basics because everybody expects you as a cloud engineer to know those basics. So don't worry about Kubernetes, don't worry about machine learning, don't worry about serverless and things like that. Don't worry about programming. This is not something that is expected out of a cloud engineer that is just beginning. Some jobs may have different requirements, but overall, if you know those four things, you should be golden to start. All right, the next thing that people worry about is experience. And just like every job, you need to have some experience to have it. That's just like the crazy thing about jobs. You need experience to have the jobs, but you need the job to have experience. But in cloud engineering, there are a few things you can do to get the experience, and that's to do projects in the cloud for yourself and just showcase your knowledge. So there was one that I did a video on that GPS started with a cloud guru, and I'll put the link to the challenge below. It's over, but you can still do it for yourself, and that's creating your resume in the cloud using Azure Functions and Cosmos DB and things like that. So if you go and you do that, you show that you've done it, that you can set it up, that you have some experience in the cloud. That's a good start. Another thing is like everybody keeps asking, what projects should I do? What are the best projects to do? And the answer is something you can use, something you want to show people. Don't do a tutorial for the sake of doing a tutorial. So if you find a tutorial to show you how to do X, Y, and Z, let's say it's error management tool, right? And you want to do an error management tool, but you never use it, don't do it. You can do it for the learning opportunity, but don't do it for the sake of doing it because, well, yeah, people will be like, oh, yeah, you can do this, but then you won't be able to talk about it. You won't know really what went into it. You just follow the tutorial. Do something you want to use. If you want to blog and if you want to start blogging, create your own blog, right? Create your own blog in the cloud. Find something that allows you to host your blog, maybe deploy WordPress in the cloud or something like that, and use it and show so that when somebody is like, hey, what is your experience? You can say, oh, if you've seen my blog, then I'm actually using this and this and this to run my blog and things like that. So use something that you can talk about, that you care about. Don't do projects for the sake of doing projects. Those are for learning experience. But once you've done the learning, do something on your own without following a tutorial. Do something on your own to show I have gone beyond the tutorial phase and I am able to do the cloud engineering work on my own. And if you need ideas, let me know in the comments and I can try and come up with a list of like projects you could do on your own without following a tutorial that would be good to showcase your skills. This one is odd that people keep worrying about this. Is like, what programming language do I need to know as a cloud engineer? And the answer is none. You don't need to know any programming languages to be a cloud engineer, but it's very useful and it's highly recommended that you learn one of the programming languages. Probably PowerShell if you're in Azure, and Python in general. Python is very useful in general. If you learn programming languages, you are ahead of the curve, especially in IT. You need to learn programming languages on your own. I will make a videos about like the core concepts you need to know for any programming languages later, but you don't need to know programming, but you need to learn programming, if that makes sense. So your job does not require programming, but it will make your life a lot easier if you actually knew programming. So is interesting. People always wonder, can I go from help desk to a cloud engineer career? And the answer is yes. Yes, you can. There's no requirements that you have to start in cloud engineering, because you can't start in cloud engineering. It's not really a starter position. I mean, it is possible. Don't get me wrong. So it's possible to start in cloud engineers to start with. It's not a big deal. A lot of people start from help desk. A lot of careers in IT start in help desk. Help desk is a great stepping stone for any career you want in IT. You learn a lot of skills, a lot of troubleshooting skills, a lot of people skills, a lot of documentation skills that really a lot of colleges don't even teach you. A lot of schools don't teach you. So help desk is a great starter for any career in IT, really, not just cloud computing. So yes, if you're in help desk, you can. Even if you're not even doing IT in general, you can go into cloud computing. Maybe pass a certification, do some projects, like I said, and that will help you go into cloud engineering without really any difficulties. All right, so how about certifications? What certifications do you need? And the answer again is none. It's am I bothering you? All right, so what certifications do you need as a cloud engineer to be a cloud engineer? And the answer is none. Will they help you get a job? Yes. Do you need them? No. You do not need a certification to get a job. There's no certifications do not enable you to do more. If a certification does not allow you to do certain work, such as a certification to be a medical doctor, they are not required. Some companies may require them, but they are not required because they do not allow you by themselves to do more work. Don't worry about certifications. You can take them, and it's highly recommended that you do take certifications as a badge of I've done this, I know this, I've learned this content, but it is not required. So you can go in, and even if the job requires a certification, because it does not allow you to do certain type of work, it is not a roadblock to doing certain work, you do not need it. Apply for the job. And if your resume is good, if your projects are solid, if you are able to talk to the recruiters and you market yourself, you should be good to go without a certification. All right, that's it for this video. Let me know if you have any questions about roadblocks or how to get started in cloud engineering. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.